He refused further participation in hostilities in Ukraine and ended up in isolation on the territory of the temporarily occupied Luhansk region. This is the story of one Russian serviceman. He submitted a statement to the Investigate Committee of Russia. He demands that the officers be held criminally liable for abuse of powers and the fighters of the Wagner private military company his unlawful imprisonment.
Over the weekend, I signed an agreement on the provision of legal assistance, prepared appeals to the Chief Military Prosecutor's Office and the main Military Investigation Department, and also interrogated a serviceman who had escaped from the Conscientious Objection Center under the protocol. Today we personally filed everything. We asked the Military Prosecutor's Office to immediately take measures to release the serviceman. This is the authority of the prosecutor. We asked the Investigative Committee of Russia to initiate a case for abuse of office and unlawful imprisonment.
According to lawyer Maxim Grebenyuk, at least 140 Russian soldiers are kept in the so-called conscientious objection camp. So far, there has been no reaction to this situation from the Russian Ministry of Defense and the Military Prosecutor's Office.
According to mothers and wives of contractors, such servicemen are being held in illegal places of detention on the territory of the so-called Donetsk and Luhansk People's Republics. They're being intimidated and tortured, while the military command refuses to sign their resignations. Therefore, members of the Human Rights Council demand to check the information about the illegal detention of conscientious objectors on the territory of the self-proclaimed republics, to ensure the protection of the wounded servicemen and to investigate the crimes committed against them.
According to the Verstka publication, at least 234 Russian soldiers are being forcibly detained in the Russian-occupied city of Bryanka, Luhansk region. All of them refused to fight in Ukraine. And the BBC writes that there are also appeals from Russian mothers who claim their sons are being illegally detained in Russian-occupied Popasna, Alchevsk and Krasny Luch.
As for the servicemen of the Russian army, they are on contract. Contractors have the right to terminate the contract at any time, because in essence, this contract is an employment relationship. Due to the fact that the Kremlin does not officially declare war, Russia is not a state of martial law. That is, any contractor can write a report, and according to the law, he will be right.
It's better to surrender in Ukraine than to rot in a pit in your own army. With these words, the head of the Mykolaiv Regional Military Administration, Vitaly Kim, called on Russian soldiers to surrender to the Ukrainian military and not be afraid. He noted that Ukraine keeps prisoners of war in good conditions.
They got into equestrian school. I don't know, maybe they think if they live in cowsheds in Russia, we can also place soldiers where horses live, although the conditions there are better than in many houses in Russia. I don't know.
He added that prisoners of war are not killed in Ukraine and they will be exchanged for Ukrainian servicemen. Reported by Pavlo Stelmach, Yulia Granovska, UATV News.